of the yoga studio. I'm Kat, for those of you who haven't joined me before, and it's great to have everyone on the mat with me today for today's class, which is a yin-based class, or thinking about hope, and with that we're going to be looking at some heart-opening poses. So if you know you like to use any sorts of props or things to help with your practice, make sure you've got what you need. So if you like using a strap, it doesn't have to be a yoga strap, but maybe a scarf or a belt, blocks, bolsters if you use them. Otherwise, maybe just grab yourself a rolled up blanket or a couple of cushions so that you've got things to just help you get into the poses as we work through them. And obviously with it being a yin class, we're going to be moving slowly and holding our poses for a few minutes at a time. So just do what you can. Remember, it's your body, and you need to think about how you can get the most out of the practice, but without actually causing yourself any real pain or distress at the same time. That said, let's get going. So we're going to just start with focusing on the breathing, just to help us center, relax and ground with the body and the mind. So we're going to be sitting for a little bit, so if you do want to take a cushion or a block or anything, just pop it under the hips to help you sit. And then we're going to try and find a comfortable pose to sit in. So if you are happy in that easy seated pose, by all means come into a cross-leg position. Otherwise, we can just take the legs out in front, or choose a kneeling position if you prefer. When you're ready, sit tall. Give yourself a little wriggle with the shoulders and the spine if you need it, just to let go any kinks that you've collected through the day so far. And then the hands are either resting on your thighs, or we're going to bring them onto the lap, palms up. Closing your eyes if that feels okay. And then just start to notice your breath. So as our awareness of the breathing grows, we want to think about deepening the breath, slowing it down. We're trying to breathe in through the nose and out through the nose if we can. And then following the breath as it sinks down through the chest into the belly. If it helps to place your hands, one hand on the belly, one hand on the chest, so you can feel the movement through the body with each inhale and exhale, then you can. So we're here just a moment longer, taking some big deep breaths in. And then when you're ready, just gently start to flutter the eyes open. Releasing your feet, your legs. If you need it, just give the legs a little shake out. Maybe give the ankles a little bit of movement. Shake the shoulders and the spine out again. And we're going to come around into our first pose. So we're going to move into a Sphinx pose. So come round onto your front. So for this, we're going to place the shoulders over the elbows, elbows under the shoulders. Pressing them down into the feet and the tops of the legs. A little bit of engagement work with our glutes, our muscles in our hips. And then see if you can lift the chest up and out. So we're pressing into the fingers, the palms, the forearms for support. And just trying to then squeeze the shoulder blades into the middle of the supine so they support the heart, help push the heart forwards. And we're just coming to our breath here. So we're thinking, obviously this is a hopeful, heart-opening yin flow, or class rather. So think, while we're here, just think about reaching the heart out so that we are able to draw in hope, energy, as we move forwards through our day, our week, our month, our life. So keep the arms strong, keep the legs strong so you're helping support the body here. Maybe noticing a strong sensation somewhere through the back of the body. As you feel the muscles in the back work, maybe there's some work in the shoulders, maybe it's through the front body. Sometimes if you find that it's just a little bit too much for the back, just a little bit of switching on with the core can help here. And you could almost try and think of using the stomach muscles, the core muscles, to pull your arms and your legs together. As if you're pulling them together, sliding them in towards each other. Just so you give that little bit more support for the back. Try to keep the body strong, don't let it collapse, and keep lifting your chest out as if you were pulling your body forwards between your fingertips. here just a little bit longer. Keep that working with the breath, using the breath, sending it to any areas that you really feel where you're really feeling your pose right now. And then when you're ready, we're just going to allow ourselves to exhale, release it, and slowly make your way back to a child's pose. So letting the hips sink back to the heels, rounding forwards. And then bring your hands around by your feet. So if you find you struggle here to bring your head towards the floor, maybe grab your cushion, just support your head there, so you can allow your arms relaxed by your side. You can also always just put a cushion or something in between your hips and your heels. And if you really find this is too intense for the actual knee joint itself, then just come round onto your back, do exactly the same thing, hug your knees in towards your chest as you lay on your back on the floor. Oh, taking some nice big breaths in here. Maybe feeling a sense of release then now through the shoulders and the back. And then slowly start to just round yourself up, just taking your time, don't rush to lift the head. And then we're going to come round on to our back and find a bridge pose. So for this, we're actually going to use some support. So if you have got a good strong block, grab your block. You could maybe stack some pillows up or a couple of blankets. Otherwise, maybe even a couple of big books to put in underneath the hips can be helpful here. So when you're ready, we're going to roll onto your back, planting the feet then so they're just in front of the hips. So if you were to reach down and just feel with the backs of your hands with your fingers, you just feel the backs of your heels. So when you're ready, we're going to grab whatever we're using to support our hips. Exhale, round up through the spine. So it sometimes can be useful here to just then lift the heels up off the floor as you slide your support in underneath your hips. Now how high you want it is going to be up to you. If you've got your block, you could have it on the shortest setting where it's just flat on the floor like a brick. You could turn it round so it's on the longest side, or you could turn it up to its full height. So what we're trying to do is allow the body to open here, keep ourselves supported, and not have to work so hard at holding ourselves in this bridge pose for a while, so we can focus on the opening through the body, through the heart. Obviously, if you're using blankets or books, you can just stack your support to make it as high as you feel your hips can go. Then we've got the shoulders relaxed back towards the floor. See if you can maybe roll your arms, your hands around so the palms look
towards the ceiling. Gently just press through the feet. So even though we have the support here of the block helping to hold us here, we're still thinking about using, just activating the legs, the feet that little bit here. So we've got the big toe pressing into the floor, following that round to the little toe, the outside edge of the foot and the heel. Keep the neck nice and long. If it's helpful to close your eyes here, close your eyes. Again, we want that emphasis of the pose to be coming through the chest, the heart. That's the part that's trying to reach out. So these heart opening poses are about reaching out to the future, looking forwards. And we're looking forwards with a sense of hope right now. Maybe it feels helpful to scan through the body, perhaps noticing where you're feeling the sensation here for this pose. Maybe breathing into the areas of the body that are feeling it. Maybe it's the thighs as we open through the chest. Maybe notice something in the legs where the knees, the ankles, the feet are supporting you. Maybe it's through the neck. Maybe it's in the shoulders where the shoulders are pressed back. Using the breath then here to breathe into those areas, send that fresh oxygen, fresh energy, support, love. If you find that maybe it feels too much, and actually what you do, the last thing you want to do is be thinking about how your lower back feels or how your shoulders feel. Then think about somewhere, bring your attention to somewhere in the body that feels good right now, that you don't notice the pose, or that is enjoying the pose, and focus on that area of the body for a bit. And then maybe you're able to go back to those places in the body where you really notice it. You've got 2 more big breaths here. And then maybe really just again, just lifting the heels up off the floor, pressing into the toes. You lift your hips up, slide whatever your support is away from you, take the heels down, roll down through your spine. And then we're going to come to a hug of the knees. So you can hold around the backs of the thighs or the shins. Perhaps noticing again that sense of release, perhaps noticing where the blood is now rushing around the body. Good. So when we're ready, we're bringing the feet back down towards the floor. And we're going to finish with a twist to either side. So we're taking the arms out to the side. And then when you're ready, roll your knees round to the right. So what we want to do is focus on that opening through the heart, through the chest here in our twist. So if you, what we don't want to do is take the knees down and then kind of have the shoulder hanging up in the air, not being able to open back. So if you struggle to bring your knees round, use cushions, blocks, whatever you've got, to support the knees so that the knees are able to relax down. So you bring the floor to the knees, so then you're able to take your shoulder back towards the floor. So if we've got the knees to the right, we're focusing on that opening then across the heart, across the chest to the left. Take a little roll of the head to the right side. Sorry, the left side. So we're looking away from our knees. And then reach out from your fingertips. Press through the backs of the arms and the hands and your shoulder blades. So the shoulders just gently squeeze into the middle of the spine again. Just finding that support. It's almost like your shoulder blades are just hugging the back of the heart here, supporting it. We've got our last couple of breaths as we rest here to the right. And then when you're ready, exhale, just gently pull the belly button into the spine so we support the body. We're going to roll through to the center and then take the knees over to the left. So again, bring the floor to the knees if you need it, whether that's between the knees or underneath the left side so that our knees are supported. And we are able then to relax that right shoulder, right arm back in towards the floor. So we keep that focus of the twist here into the upper body. Head is again rolling over to that right side, so we look away from the knees. And then we're pressing the arms and the hands back in towards the floor. So we use that little bit of energy, a little bit of work through the arms and the shoulders to help bring that opening through the chest area, the upper body area. And we're just using the breath, working through the body, helping the body, or maybe focusing on areas that feel good in the body. And just allowing whatever comes up to arrive. Maybe there's some emotion that's been released through this short class. That's okay. Just notice it. Allow it to be there. Allow it to do what it needs to do. And we're going to take our last few breaths here in this pose. And then as you exhale again, just gently pull the belly button into the spine so we support the back. Roll the knees back into the center. Bring the head back into the center. Bring the knees towards the chest, release the arms. And we're just going to draw some circles with the knees. So holding on to each knee as you exhale, pull the knee in towards you and then take them away from each other. So each leg draws its own little circle. And then draw those circles back the other way. You find a little massage in the lower back here as we circle. Releasing the hips as well. Maybe if I add a little bit of movement, just releases the shoulders. And then just bring the knees together. Come back to that little hug of the knees. Maybe you'd like to rock in and out. Take a little scan through the body. Notice how the body feels. And if you feel like you need to just find one more little stretch or a little bit of movement somewhere, just to find a little bit of release after those sort of long, held, strong poses. Just observe the body, do what the body needs right now. And then we're going to settle into our Shavasana. So we're bringing the feet back towards the floor. You could keep the knees here with a nice big bend in them. Maybe you'd like to grab your blanket or your pillow to place under the knees Maybe you'd just like to lay flat with no support at all. If you'd like a blanket, jumper, socks, anything like that, make sure you're going to feel comfortable and warm. We're just going to spend a few minutes here relaxing on the mat. So when you're ready, and you've found your comfortable position, close the eyes if that feels okay, just letting the arms relax by your side, maybe just a little way off the edge of your mat. And we're bringing to the breathing. So all we're doing is taking some long, big, deep breaths in. Sending that breath around the body. And with each breath in, picture yourself, or try and think of yourself, drawing in a light of hope. And as we inhale, we breathe more of that light, that hope into the body. And with each exhale, that light, that hope is allowed to spread around the body. And then when you're ready, you just let the breathing come back to normal. So you allow the body to just rest back, hopeful and calm on the mat. Mind resting back, hopeful and calm on the mat. So give yourself one last moment here, absorbing all the work from your practice. And then when you're ready, start to move your fingers and your toes. Start to move your hands and feet. And then take the arms back past your head, maybe taking a little stretch through the whole of the body here, until you feel ready to bring the knees up in towards your chest. Maybe take a little rock from side to side until your body feels ready to roll around onto your side. And then taking your time, push yourself up to sitting. Just find a comfortable position to sit in. And then we're going to inhale. Reach the arms up, bringing the fingers, the palms together at the top. Exhale as your hands come down to center, bowing your head to your fingers. Just sealing your hope, your practice in with Namaste. Good, I hope you enjoyed that and you are left feeling a little bit more open and hopefully a little bit more hopeful. If you did like the video then of the class, please give a thumbs up, or maybe you'd like to leave a comment or question below. And if you do enjoy our videos and you'd like to stay up to date with when our classes come out, then hit the subscribe button.
so that you can keep up to date with all our latest videos. Take care now. Bye.